jumping back in time a bit to
Okay.
Tuesday, to Vaughan, sitting on a rooftop somewhere in London,
Daredevil
pondering
style.
pondering his recent experiences, and you are startled by a voice coming from nowhere. It's like a whisper or just a quiet voice saying, "You wanted to see me or hear?"
Ah, okay. I should have known it would be like this, sort of and I'm kind of like looking around a bit.
Brain said you wanted to talk.
Is that your rat? Is that the name of your rat?
Yes.
I love that name. That's a good name. I just wanted to establish a line of communication between me and you. I feel like it would be amicable. I'm not really on a side in this, if you catch my drift.
Your clan usually aren't.
Yeah.
Kinda like
And
us. And he actually shows himself. It's a man wearing a hoodie with a completely bandaged face. He has no nose, you can see from the shape. Uh, there are no lips or anything, it's just basically a mummy talking to you. A mummy in a hoodie. He has a British accent.
yeah, classically, our respective clans have usually kept to ourselves.
Well, you have a
So I
place
thought,
with us if you want it.
I'll
We can
just
always use
say
someone who's good with illusions.
I'll consider it for now. But expect the answer will be no.
Just
But
know
I
that
appreciate the offer.
the Camarilla will never really accept you, and they will always see you as a vagabond.
I know that. Believe me, I do.
If you want any real position or power, consider it. We would treat you nice.
I appreciate that.
Now, is there anything you want to trade now that I'm here?
Not anything off the top of my head. We've already pretty much discussed the most of it. Antigen, Society of Leopold, you already know about them.
Oh yeah, I'm moving them around like sheep.
Yeah.
Um,
The main reason I wanted to have this meeting is, as I said, to establish communication. Maybe we can have meet here
I'm a
every
nice
once in a
guy.
while.
I'll give you a freebie.
All right.
Nadine, she needs to go on a vacation.
What do you mean by that?
Get her out of London. Just for a while. Just,
Can you guarantee something like that?
I can arrange it, but that will require a boon. The information is just simply a gesture of good faith. But she's not safe.
I can't pry for a little bit more. Or no?
Antigen is watching her and waiting for her arrest.
So there's a warrant?
Nope. I can make
Okay.
one.
Wait, so is this a threat?
No, just simply saying that I know everything they do. And can someone open doors with them? But it's probably best if you keep your distance or send her on a nice vacation to a warm place, a few cocktails, and I'm speaking from experience here, mate. A year ago, we did the same to the ones we care about. They can't touch them outside of London.
You can understand my hesitation. I don't exactly know you guys very well. And so
Oh, we're not gonna do anything about it.
So you saying?
She's kind. Why would we? Doesn't matter. What will we get out of it? Pissing you off? More enemies? It's not what we want.
You make a good point. I'd like to sense the beast if that's all right.
Yes.
Sense the beast, resolve, and discipline. No mods. Ooh, never mind.
That reminds me to open roll 20.
So it was 0. 0. Complete miss.
No failure?
No critical failure, just miss fail. That's it.
Well, it's...
I got a 5 on the blood die.
Can't really sense anything from him, but he has to be kindred. But you don't sense anything else.
If you don't mind me asking. And do I know this guy's name, by the way? I've slipped my mind.
He has only
player.
been referred to as the Spy Master.
Spy Master. Can I ask you a personal question?
You can always ask.
What do you think of Mithras? What do you get out of this?
Well, he's the sun. He's the most powerful kindred I have ever encountered, and I have served him for about 400 years.
I got you. Have you met him?
Yes, we resurrected him approximately a year ago and experienced his full glory again.
And when I'm listening to him talk about it, I know he's like a Nosferatu, but do I see like genuine like awe if we're coming from him, or is he just matter of fact about it?
He's very monotone in his tone. Nothing changes, nothing. If you want to insight him, you can.
I'd like to, please.
Do a wits and... no, not... you're actively doing it, so I'll let you choose any mental stat with insight.
So insight. You said any mental stat?
Yeah, intelligence, wits, or resolve with...
Okay. That will have to be the wits.
1.
Man.
This
Give him the
man
bad
is hard
rolls
to
out now.
read. You don't get anything from him.
I just look at him for a second, and then I look out over the city, and I just was curious.
Well, he is... he's far better than anything else. And he is older than Camarilla and Sabat and all those. Whatever they call themselves. It's really all the same.
I'll just say this much. I have encountered something as old as him before.
I know of your clan's history.
It didn't work out. It was not good.
Well,
It was catastrophic.
I can tell you, Mithras is quite literally a sun when he's standing there. It's like looking at it again, without being harmed. At least we're not being harmed. I imagine you would be. Without his blood in your veins. There's no
And
doubt
just-
in your mind, if you see him, that he is truly a god.
Hmm.
And anyone who wants to offer him service, he takes on. He takes care of you. Just follow the rules.
Thank you for coming here and talking to me about this, and I appreciate the information.
Well, you're welcome. You play chess?
Nah, I'm kind of an idiot. That's probably why I'm talking to you, to be honest.
Nah, anyone can learn. Might have a few hundred years on you, but
I used to play when I was in school. Why do you have a board with you? Or do you want
actually,
me to
he pulls
summon
out
one up?
a small travel chessboard
Hmm.
and starts to set it up.
Okay. And then I'm like, all right, I look at my phone. I'm expecting there's probably not any messages, or if are there? I don't actually know. I shouldn't say that.
Let me think. There is one from Alex saying to meet somewhere, but it's way past time, anyways.
I got you.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right. I got about good 45 minutes, and I'll sit down as he's setting it up, and I'm like, here, don't even bring out the chess pieces, and I'd like to Fata Morgana the chess pieces onto the board like Harry Potter style, so that they're like set up, facing each other, two sets.
You don't have to roll for it because this is where we end the scene, I think, and skip to the
Hmm.
next day. But you can
Okay.
have a nice game of imaginary chess.
Yeah, where like when they take each other, the different pieces, they like attack each other and
This is the
that kind of
first time
thing.
you feel something from the spy matches that's genuine. He's enjoying himself, and he is impressed with your skills.
Hell yeah. And then however way the game ends, he probably beats me and I shake his hand and I'm like, thanks again, my friend.
You're welcome. Just yeah, look at a camera and call if you need me. Um,
All right.
we're gonna jump back to Wednesday, late
Mm.
night. Nera has just opened the revelations of the Dark Mother. The people in the room are Nera and Alex and Judith, who has just asked about what is this old tome and why is it important. As the book opens, the entire room is filled with a black void, and the people attending they need to roll a little willpower check. I'm not even gonna roll for Judith because she does not have enough.
Willpower check from me.
Yes, sir.
No problem.
3. You feel like you're being pushed into torpor, but you resist it. When the smoke or the blackness dissipates, you see Judith on the floor, completely stiff. And all the plants in your penthouse, they're died. Just withered. Completely annihilated. But what catches your eye, from a single pot, you see a tiny seedling beginning to sprout. And then the book shuts itself and is bound by semi-transparent golden chains.
Interesting.
Neris looking around, confused and a bit startled. What the fuck was that?
Not what I expected.
Not at all. Seems the book might need a key.
Indeed. Can I make any kind of occult roll or anything to try to figure this out?
Do a resolve and composure.
Okay.
Yeah.
1. Do you want to re-roll?
That's not great. Yeah, I would like to re-roll.
Hello. I think we're in.
Hey mate, welcome to the party.
Okay, that's 2
Hey.
more.
2 more, 3.
Yep.
From 3 you get a feeling that you released something ancient, but just for a moment.
Interesting. Alex is going to check on Judith.
Well, she's stiff as a corpse.
Okay.
She's in torpor.
Okay. Okay, that's a problem. We're gonna take her and put her in a private room for the moment. And with Nira, so Alex notices the one seedling, I would imagine. Yes. Okay. And since Nira doesn't seem to have any idea of what this is, Alex is going to say, "Okay, we're going to put this seedling front and center. Take care of this."
It's the largest pot in the room, like one of those with
Yeah,
like 1.5 diameter, meter diameter.
This gets, centerfold attention. Very obviously, the rest of the plants are not worthy, though we're going to pour one out for them. And, like maybe somebody maybe the Dark Mother has preferences for certain plants. I don't know, but gonna put this seedling here front and center. Gonna keep that nice and watered, and the rest of them we're going to take note of. Do I recognize the seedling at all? I suspect I'm going to need Naomi's help to identify what kind of plant this is. But do I recognize this at all? Is it apparent at all to me what it is?
No, it's just like this tall.
Yeah, it's just a green shoot. Got it. Yeah. Okay, going to take inventory of the fact that none of the rest of the plants made it, and start a list of plants that are not approved. Going to change things out here a little bit. That's okay. That's all right. We roll with the changes, and it's all good. So, course correction, as it were. So, going to get rid of the rest of those plants and get Naomi in here and see if she can identify what kind of plant this is, and also maybe there's other plants in its genus, and could regarden here. There's a regardening opportunity here. That's the way Alex is going to swing this.
Redecorating.
Yes, redecorating. And he's going to make sure that Judith is off. She's not to be disturbed. She's in her room. That's cool. Like
she'll ask you. After she put down, should we wake her? She doesn't look like she's been harmed.
Yeah, she looks like she's just kind of in torpor, which is, nobody wants to be in torpor, but we're gonna I'm gonna handle like put her someplace comfortable on a bed in a private room, that sort of thing, and we'll take care of that. But
I have no
there's
idea.
There's a lot on Alex's plate right now, so it's one of those things where it's like, okay, he's going to, that Judith is kind of.
Alex would know how to wake her. It's just giving some of your blood.
Yeah. So he's at. So he's at 3 hunger right now. So in order to do that, it might put him in a situation.
Also, you don't know for how long thin bloods they are in torpor.
Yeah.
Usually it's depending on age and things like that.
Yeah, and she's not going to be. His understanding is that when they wake from torpor, they're super hungry. So this is why he's not in a position right now with his hunger to be able to give blood, give vitae very easily. That's the only reason he's so this is a delicate situation. So he needs to take care of the hunger, and then he can take care of Judith. That's what he wants to do.
You can spend the rest of the night doing that. It's about 4 a.m.
I'm sorry?
You can spend the rest of the night doing that, taking care of the plants and getting some blood. And
right, exactly, yeah.
Preparing for the next day. JK, do you send out the message the day before or on the day itself?
On the day itself. So on Thursday it would be.
Yes. Well, you wake Thursday and you need to rouse. All of you.
Oh no. Here we go.
You mind rolling mind?
No.
The beast sleeps.
I think someone else should roll instead of me for him.
One is back.
Yes, Vaughn is back.
All right, I'm
Vaughn,
hungry as
you should
hell.
know that while you were gone, like my beast suddenly went on a on a bender. Like every roll was kind of like getting hungrier. So now Vaughn's back, and my beast is pacified once more.
Oh, I've soaked in all the dark energy that I
That's
left
right.
here, and it's all back
That's
in me again.
it. I need you here.
Vaughn,
Hmm.
before you wake, you're actually dreaming, which is weird. You're standing in a or close to a battlefield. You hear gunshots. You hear planes over you. You hear screaming people. You hear bombs. You hear fire, and then you wake.
And he's just looking around, and he looks over, and in the bed next to him is Nadine, and he's just, but puts his hands on his face and just kind of rubs his eyes. Just
She looks at you. Anything wrong?
nothing, It's all right.
You were talking in your sleep. Usually you don't even move.
I guess.
You're speaking some kind of Asian language.
And then I just say in like Japanese, did it sound like this?
Yeah, exactly. She does not understand the question, but she gets the meaning behind it.
Hmm. Yeah. Sorry about that.
No,
I didn't mean to. Maybe I should sleep somewhere else for a little bit.
well,
Uh,
I know you can't stay for forever, but you usually come back, right?
Eventually, I always come back to you.
I've seen like a black van outside the building a couple of times. Is there something I need to worry about?
I wouldn't talk to them. I have an idea. I've seen them around before. I think they're like some sting for buskers or some bullshit like that. Maybe it's best if I stay away from you for a little while. The fucking government's trying to root out.
Maybe you should leave through the fire escape then.
Probably, yeah. But you stay safe, okay?
Yeah, stay in touch. She kisses you.
And then I pull her back in for like an even deeper kiss. And I just whisper in her, please be safe.
Always.
And then I quickly get dressed, and then I go out the fire escape. And then I jump down, making sure no one's around to see me do that.
There's a message for all of you from JK. Inviting you to I don't think any of you have heard about it before, but it's easily Googled. Westminster Bridge House used to be an old train station for transporting dead people to cemeteries, but now it's just a building. Rather than asking each of you, does anyone not attend?
Can definitely tend.
Vaughn looks at it, and he's like, huh, magic trick. All right. And then he heads off in that direction after Googling the directions.
JK,
Yeah.
any preparations before you go there?
I'm gonna bring the necessary things for it, and make sure not to bring a skeleton with me in my briefcase, just in case spooky stuff happens. And then I'll ask the Banshee and the Wraith to follow me there.
They're complying.
Sorry.
The Banshee is not very talkative. She's just hanging from an invisible noose and twitching her head once in a while.
Yes. Other than that, he's just going to make sure that his minions are going to keep the door locked as well as possible. Checking if any of them have decayed too much, which they probably haven't yet. And then go to the bridge house and make sure he's there a little bit before the rest.
Yeah. Well, it's within walking distance. You've walked there before. The only thing in your mind is you're not 100% sure the others can pass.
True.
But you might be able to figure it out. I'm just gonna do a little passive roll here. Just 1 second. Three. You guys arrive outside the building. It's 2 stories tall. There are some very tall buildings around them. It's just mashed in. It's there's not even an alleyway next to it, and this huge double door, kind of as a gate. Naomi, your sense the unseen triggers because of something, and you see the 2 dead people hanging above JK. One of them is a plainly dressed man, possibly of Caucasian descent, very somber looking, and the other one is a woman hanging, twitching, in a white dress with hair flowing wild like fire, void for eyes.
The neck thing. Is she okay? What happened? She's dead, right? Okay.
Yeah.
The others don't know. You don't know what they're talking about, but they're pointing at something in the air.
Yeah.
Is there someone over there? Like,
Oh, you probably don't want to see what's I'm seeing.
We're
Alex
just hanging
is-
around. Don't worry about it.
All puns intended.
are you guys on something right now? What's happening here?
Yeah.
What's
No.
you got any more of it?
I don't take that stuff, but yes, fair.
I got you.
It's it's not
What do you-
pleasant.
What do your elf eyes see, Naomi?
JK,
Yes?
who's your friends?
Oh,
What do they look like?
well, they're not necessarily my friends. They were sent to assist me if anything was necessary.
Alex is looking around. It's like,
Oh,
okay.
yeah. For the 3 of you who might not see the dead, there is a wraith and a banshee with us.
They're real.
I guess I'm not surprised.
I know Killjoy is ecstatic by seeing the woman hanging and just twitching a little bit, turning her head the other direction, like it's like a bit loose.
Naomi
Yeah.
just steps back. I'm good for today.
Don't worry, they're harmless.
Other than the raised door, it's not magical, but it has a certain kind of aura that you're not familiar with.
Yeah.
It's usually some of the things that follow JK around, like the void, or however he usually describes it, abyss, shadow realm, whatever. Child and many names, all that. But
Alex is going to try to read each of their expressions right now. Just to see how this experience affects each of them emotionally, if possible.
during or just now?
Sure.
Just now, like he kind of wants to get a feel for how they all feel about our resident spirits here.
Well, only 2 of you can see them, but I don't think.
But even just this information, like he wants to kind of get a feel for like, okay, so he knows it's like, all right, fine. There are things in this world that go way beyond the pale and that sort of thing. So, but he wants to kind of get a barometer check for how others feel that way, like how others react to this knowledge.
If you want to hide it, you can roll. Otherwise, just tell Alex what
Okay.
how are you what state of mind are you in now? How do you look? We'll just start with JK. I imagine you look pretty calm. It's just
Yeah,
another Thursday.
calm.
Exactly. It's
You've
just-
seen these guys
Yeah.
every day for the past week or something like that. Like whatever.
Don't worry about it. Yeah, no, he's just relaxed, calm, ready. Yeah.
Vaughn, how about you? How do you feel about
Vaughn
ghosts
looks.
being near?
Vaughn seems like pretty much normal, and he's kind of like laughing about it. You know, like we're having a little conversation and stuff. But you can see in his eyes a little bit. There's this slight, you know, when you're told something and you're still kind of forming it together. You know what I mean, in your head and the implications of it. Like that's what
Yeah.
he's like. He's like, okay, ghosts.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Working it out. Yeah.
I'm not surprised that they're ghosts, but what does this mean now? Like
Right.
that kind of thing.
What about you, Naomi? How do you look? I mean, you're obviously
Um,
joking around a bit with JK, but
yeah,
you're
so
not
she's
really familiar with the wraiths.
yeah, she knows the scope of what the area of JK's expertise is and the general he's not she knows that he talks mostly to corpses for a living. Um and just accepts that the hideousness of what dead can look like. So she's like honestly a bit queasy. She's just glad she can't smell it. Um, and but I'm thinking of like the ghosts from The Witcher, like uh there is like wraiths types from there, and that's what I'd ultimately describe. Um, but yeah, she's quite unsettled and she's not used to seeing these kinds of partners, so she's like, are these good guys, bad guys? What the fuck are these? These are disgusting. One second, I just gotta grab my door.
What about you, Killjoy? What's your reaction to spooky ghosts being around?
Well, he would try and hide it.
You
For
can
one.
do a compose yourself first, then. And Alex,
Ah,
you'll have to roll insights
thought it would be that.
and wits.
Okay.
Oh, one to. Oh,
There's a one. There's a double ones.
yeah. I mean, you'd get what he obviously looks like.
Yeah.
I guess still, which is that he looks keenly interested in what this is, but you know he's got his shades on, and so he's not looking around trying to spot things. He's staring dead at JK, and you're not sure why. I
Okay.
think is that fair, storyteller?
That's fair. It's just body language. It's not mind reading.
Yeah,
Yeah.
try it.
Now, shall we head inside? If you are all comfortable with that, of course.
Sounds good. Are there more inside the building?
Probably. This is a previous necropolis.
Necropolis. Nope.
Hmm.
That's like, all right.
When JK touches the door, something weird happens. The door just becomes a black void, and he steps through.
Oh,
It's a great effect.
Yomi just kind of follows him because you trust JK enough.
Vaughn puts his hand out into the dark to see what happens.
It feels cold, very cold.
And he like pulls it out and looks at it,
Nothing there.
and then he looks over at Killjoy and and Alex is just like, I still have a hand. And then he just walks through the wall, walks into the blackness.
Cool.
You four. At the very bottom of your sheet is a button called Humanity Roll, and I need you to roll that. Because you're stepping into something that corrupts everything by just being.
Now you say U4 is somebody not going through?
Oh no, I don't think I
Oh,
have
okay.
to.
Gotcha. Okay.
4 for Vaughn, 4 for Killjoy, 4 for... and 2 for Alex.
No, I get to see people's humanity.
Alex, unfortunately, you get a stain.
I love it.
There's something
No.
black, very dark, seeping into
Yeah.
you.
Mm.
You feel that corrupting effect of it.
Feels great. Yeah.
What appears on the other side is a train station. Looks like very old and something from 1800s, 1900s. There are, unless you turn it off, Naomi, hundreds of wraiths in here.
No, she turns that shit off. Oh, that's too much.
Yeah. Like you just see a guy walk through you and then you turn it off.
I just
Sweet.
imagine like her like walking in and like, okay.
To the
So
rest
she
of
actually,
you
you could hear Naomi just yell at JK's name like really loud and like gets frustrated at him, but he knows why.
there's no echo. Your voice does not carry. You can yell, but it will never be louder than just normal speak.
Okay.
To the rest of you, you see wraiths, but it's more like they're coming into existence and then dissipating very fast, just around you.
Mm-hmm.
Just for a moment, you see, there's a new one. Oh, there's a new one. There's a new one. But there seems to be hundreds in here.
Mm.
And you also see a train, a semi-transparent train with passengers.
Jake is just gonna check that everyone actually made it through. And seeing that they actually got through the door, he's just like, oh, thank God.
Well, you look around, and Alex, he has pitch black eyes.
Oh yeah.
Oh dear.
You're the only one who sees it, though. But
Oh.
you know what Oblivion looks like
Yeah,
when it's inside you.
fun.
Use those contacts on stage.
Oh yeah.
The only person who does not keep, let's call it, displacing themselves, is a man sitting in a black robe and wearing a skull mask. He stands up and moves towards the train doors, but stops before he exits the train. Just looking. You don't see his eyes. It's just black void.
I assume,
Oh, you know it's Albert.
yeah. Jake is gonna go over and just not enter the train, but ask him, are you okay?
Better now that you are here.
Lovely. I'm gonna start the ritual momentarily.
I'm sorry, the what?
The ritual?
Hmm.
We're not getting sacrificed, guys. Don't worry.
No.
No,
We,
I
see
As
this
far as
figure.
you know, Naomi.
Oh,
We see this
don't worry.
figure with the skull mask.
Are these your friends?
Yes, this is my coterie.
Oh, so not food then.
No.
No.
Definably off the menu.
Weirdly enough, the whisper echoes. And is very loud.
JK, if you would please, a little more information. We perhaps do not travel in the locales that you do, and this is all very fascinating. I'm taking notes for a future concert here, but
Everything in here is in a state of decay. It's rusted and withered and does not even look like it's supposed to be standing.
would you care to introduce us to? I assume we all see the gentleman in the. Yeah. Would you care to introduce us to your friend?
Oh yes, of course. This is Albert, my sire.
He gives a slight bow to all of you.
Much handsome.
But his head seemed to, not physically hit, but be stopped at what is the entrance of the train. Like there's a force field of some kind that he can't get through.
And as for what I'm gonna do tonight that I wanted you to see, I'm going to split open the borders between our world and the next one.
Okay. Well done. JK.
Why didn't we talk about this for 2 seconds first?
For once,
Yeah.
Alex and Killjoy are completely on the same
Yeah.
page.
Seems like it.
Like
No,
this
I-
has to be like the first time where they're like, yes.
JK, I'm familiar with you. These men aren't.
Ah, yes, true. Don't worry though. No
No.
harm shouldn't become any of us.
No, that's
Should?
Well, unless you have a particular set of remains on you, then none of the spirits that might come through will be able to possess you.
Killjoy just looks to Alex and is like, "Dude,
Talk. Yeah. Okay. You know what? He's gonna do an insight roll on JK just to see if he can tell if he's telling the truth. He's got to know. He needs a little bit more than just his assurance that it's like, hey, yeah, you know what? We're in a realm of spirits right now with an undead lord, and just gonna perform a ritual real quick that I'm pretty sure none of you will get possessed on. You know?
JK. As a Toreador, I love how you blessed your men.
Thank you.
It's it's going to be insight to see if he's actually on the level here, as much as possible.
JK, are you hiding anything?
Not that I'm aware of, no.
great."
Lovely.
So
Naomi, by the way, just mentioned it yourself. This is not a nice place. This looks like shit, and it's making your skin crawl, and the beast really inside you. You can feel the metaphorical feeling of someone trying to push to your skin.
I have a conversation with my inner beast, and I'm like, yeah, I don't even know how this foundation's staying up. It seems rusted. I don't know how old this place is. There's ghosts everywhere. I think we just stepped through another dimension. I'm not feeling it. This seems like the manifestation of death, but that is very JK, so we're going to respect our friend.
So
Respect
JK,
is yeah. Go ahead, Vaughn.
I was just gonna say, will there be a London after this is over? Like, are we all good here? Is this like?
Well, if you have any loved ones of mortal capacity, I wouldn't recommend bringing them near here in the close future.
Okay.
Are you guys coming
Alright.
back?
Mortals will perish immediately.
Yes, that as well.
Do not worry, I will seal it once we're out.
Okay.
So we should be fine.
Alex
You
is
were
going to
saying,
look
Alex?
to Killjoy and go, at least he seems like he's being completely honest here, but I'm already feeling this place in all kinds of ways, you know, like, and so a measure of protection, perhaps. Is there any kind of like, is there a way to assure us just a little bit more that this is completely
Prince,
okay?
where's your sword?
I have the sword.
Did you bring it?
I did.
Good.
But I don't know if the sword will protect me or not. You know, like it's good for killing others, but I don't know about protection. But
Hey, where the hell did you get that thing? What the hell is that?
Doesn't hurt to try.
This was a gift. Yes. And
Albert looks at it and just nods in
Yeah.
recognition,
yeah,
like he knows
pulls
what
out.
it is.
You like it? Yeah.
You take. I'm just gonna ask you as a player: do you grab the handle and
Yes.
pull it out?
Yeah, just a little bit, like, he's kind of pulling it out a little
But
bit.
not with the intention of hostility, correct?
Right. Just
Good.
kind of like, out of the scabbard, right there.
Then nothing happens. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Good choice. Yeah.
Well,
Don't touch it.
the undead doesn't really have the capability to hurt us kindred in usual capacity. But
When
if they
you say
possess
usual
someone,
capacity.
well, yes, they can possess living mortals, but they made some sort of deal a long time ago.
They might need to see the power. He
They indeed might need to see the
stretches
power. Yeah.
his hand, and inside it, or in his grip, a person appears, and just you see this wraith being torn to shreds, just being ripped from reality, and just consumed. He clenches his fist, and then it's gone. They are nothing but slaves.
Okay.
Writes notes.
Yes.
Speaking as the man who may have delivered many of these slaves to this place in my previous employment, I have a couple of cards to lay on the table. You're saying that this is a place that you want to open a gateway portal to another world. I have had very recently someone else asking about creating a portal to another world to unleash spirits, and it is someone that I do not inherently trust. And here I am the very next night, escorting my dear friend and wondering if perhaps he's doing the bidding of another without knowing it. Does this have any possibility of being true, JK?
Well, I wouldn't have been called here. What was it, 5 days ago? Anyway, I couldn't have been summoned here had it not been through my blood. And I was. And here my sire was, and we had a lovely conversation.
So you're doing this at the bidding of your sire, and I look to the guy
Yes.
in a train station of the dead.
Killjoy at the mention of her. Inside the train, just for a moment, you see a woman, the picture I sent you, just waving at you and disappearing.
Killjoy just like pulled out his gun and aims, and she's gone. I'm guessing. Like it's
Oh shit.
yeah.
Is there anyone else in our coterie who has contact with or has intentions of opening up gateways for extra dimensional purposes that they would like to share right now?
Let's put it all in the open. Put it all in the open.
For the record, I currently have none. 0. Nil.
Okay. But they're reaching out to you. That's my understanding. Yeah.
As of extremely recently.
Okay. Like this?
No. I suppose it's the place to say it. It turns out God is dead. Or at least severely incapacitated, and whoever I've been paying to, whomever that is now revealing perhaps their true identity.
But you don't know who that is.
I do not know who that is. I have decided not to pursue it through the normal means of asking questions, because this is not normal means. It is why I wanted to come and see you, JK, and yet I find you doing this.
Well, this is something I've planned for a while, and something I've worked towards for quite a few years.
And you want to do it because? What does this gateway give you?
Me.
Well, yes, I had then get my sire to assist, and he is quite old. Specifically how old, I do not know, but nevertheless.
Killjoy, you should be really asking yourself, how do you feel about the Hakata clan?
How do I feel about the Hakata?
Yeah.
If they earn their place, they've earned their place.
What is Hakata?
It might be
Ah.
nothing more than that.
Well, the year is 2013, Albert.
I know that.
Or yes, and the Hakata is, well, it's the result of some sort of gathering of every bloodline that has, well, every bloodline of death.
Blasphemy.
Agreed.
Like we're anything like a fucking Giovanni.
This is why I
Again,
have to
agreed.
protect him from the Giovanni.
Incest and necromancers.
Quite disgusting.
Alex sees an opportunity here. so we would be doing this, JK, to aid Albert into, how shall we say, manifesting on our side of.
Oh, yeah, on that summary, he was confined into the Shadowlands by a Giovanni number of years ago, before I was embraced.
I'm starting to understand the irritation.
Yeah, being jailed away in a plane of darkness, torment, death for a century or more.
So in exchange for helping him cross back over, or helping him to free him from his current predicament, he would be helping us in
Yes.
return. Yes? Yes?
Yeah, yes, particularly he's going to help me with a old project of mine, but still, he could also aid with other things as the world has changed a lot.
He's no James.
Who's this James? You mean the king?
No, her sire.
I mean, perhaps we could get James to trade places with Albert here.
Yes. That might be the goal here.
I can do that.
Albert, he's going to speak to him directly if possible.
He looks over JK's shoulder, but yes.
Speaking as the de facto Prince of London, I am.
Yeah, Vaughn's like, what the fuck is he talking to?
Yeah.
Bullshitting right now? He has no idea what happened.
Yeah.
JK, you feel like he wants to go through your mind. Do you allow him? Like he's rifling your memories. And he
may.
He corrects you, Alex. It's just, I believe it's just seneschal.
Well, things
Ah.
change quite quickly here on this side of the realms, as it were. This side of the tracks, to keep with the train metaphor. And the news or information you may have gotten may be just a little bit out of date, but we're getting there. The point is that I am, for all intents and purposes, the prince of the city, and in exchange for aiding you and our coterie mate here, I would appreciate your, a favor in return, for you to aid us. I believe that we are of a singular or aligned goals in this regard. You want something, and we need something from you as well.
I do not care for Camarilla business. It's none of my concern. I'm here to get out. Really. I'm gonna help my child. If my child wants me to help you, then so be it.
Child does want you to help us. Yes, right?
He looks
That's
at you,
my
JK.
understanding.
Yes. We have some other matters to attend to first, but yes.
We all do. We all have other matters. Killjoy is currently being contacted by another entity of some kind. Naomi
May
as
He stretches his hand towards you, Killjoy, but it's again stopped by something invisible.
would you say?
He just said, "May I?"
Oh,
Killjoy's like, nope. No, you may not.
He just nods.
so we're in agreement then. He's gonna look at JK, you know, like,
Yes, we are. And unless either of you have any more questions or speculations, I will start the ceremony.
How does one take residence in a train station once their body's manifested?
Well, it is more like his entire being was pushed through. You'll see. Don't worry.
Okay.
Mm.
And
I-
Killjoy, how does a god lose faith in you? How does that work?
Something to do with an angel of death.
Albert says,
I don't know if that's me or it.
"God is no more.
Is
He left centuries, millennia ago."
that an army title? Angel of Death? What?
Oh, that's something else.
I also have other questions.
That's okay. We all do.
Yes. You said that your sire was stuck in here before you were sired, and yet he is your sire.
Correct.
Explain.
How to explain to someone who doesn't feel it? The shroud, which is the thin veil in between our world and the world of the wraiths and other horrible creatures. It thins some places when people die, and when many people die, as was the case around the time I was embraced. The shroud is incredibly thin, and sometimes creatures can come through for but a moment. And that seems to have been the case when I was embraced.
Killjoy, he's a mortician. That's his life being around death.
Yes,
What?
I've been around a lot of death. I've never seen this thing, but that doesn't mean it doesn't exist.
Well, we share
He
this
kind of
realm with
gestures
many
to the
things.
degrading train station of dead bodies and wraiths. Like, I'm not denying it.
what does Albert know about Mithras?
Mithras. He's the sun god. And
The previous sun god that was then killed and has recently been resurrected.
he's the prince of Avalon.
He was, and now he's trying to retake his title.
Oh, I'm sure you'll be successful.
What are your allegiances, if any, to Mithras?
None.
Fantastic.
I serve.
That works for me.
I serve myself.
I have a question.
Yes?
When you get out, I'm talking to Vaughn.
Oh.
Is addressing Albert directly. Sorry.
No worries.
When you get out, and you're on the other side of Halloween Town, are you going to take slaves there as well?
You mean the wraiths? Yes, it doesn't break the bond.
How does one not ask a necromancer if necromancy is not to bind slaves?
He's confused by the question.
And Vaughn just gives him a look. Just
He can literally raise an army. Wouldn't
Some
you want him on your side against Mithras?
Some people
Sweetheart?
use schools, but we will use something else. They're quite good at spying. Most people don't see them.
And then Vaughn just gives like a look, like he's just, and then takes a step back and sort of turns around. And when he walks back past Killjoy, he just says, "If death isn't the true freedom from slavery, I don't know what is. Maybe there is no God."
Well, you were embraced, so if you don't look directly at death, it can be quite beautiful.
Very much so.
It's not the death part that I'm
is
worried about.
dead.
2 questions. I have 2 questions based on just what our wonderful Ravnus have just said here. 1, what happens to vampires when we expire? 2, is there a way to protect or prevent certain spirits, souls, whatever term you may be comfortable with, from being employed, as it were, in such practices?
If you know their fetters, yes.
If you what?
If you know their fetters, their connection to the mortal realm.
So if you have one of these, they cannot be commandeered, as it were.
Do you not know how ghosts are made?
It's harder. But
No.
to your
Yes,
first
I'll-
question, what happens when we die?
Yes.
Yes.
Nobody really knows. Some of us go here, rarely, as spirits, but most of us are just normal.
I suspect a lot of the new supernatural realms are littered with heavy souls, if you will.
Perhaps a Bali would know more. I've always imagined that we go to the deepest of hell.
Oh,
Eventually, probably. I don't know. Talk to the fucking person who's into faith, but their god rejected them.
God is dead. He died around the time of the Messiah, the mage.
Did say that to the Knights of Saint Leopold.
Oh, they've only been around for a few hundred years, I think. 800 or so, maybe.
I think the true test is, do you just trust JK and his obvious sire that isn't hostile? And if you're really concerned, I can set up wards if need be.
Yes.
They tend to keep them out. So, sorry,
that's a
JK.
yes for everybody here? Okay, good.
If you're worried about race, just go to my child. He can do the same things that I could do.
It's good to know.
With practice.
So-
of course.
Is everyone good? JK, I'm sorry to interrupt any of your ritual, sacred, whatever you want to call your thing.
No worries. I was prepared there might be questions pertaining as to all of this.
It's always nice to talk existentialism.
We got eternity to do that.
If I may have perhaps just 2 minutes.
Yes.
It takes time to do the ceremony. More than 2 minutes.
He just walks off. Is there like a space away a little bit?
Well, it's a train station, but you're still
Down
surrounded
the
by
tube?
spirits, and there's the door you entered from.
Does the train track that lead somewhere?
Into void.
Let me just go a little bit down the tracks.
Well, it's you're physically there, but everything's rusted. It's decayed. You can feel the rust scraping off your boot, and
And he'll go and get his crucifix and pull it out. And we'll just say, does this interest you then? Is this
You
what you
feel
want?
like something is there, but nothing is answering.
God damn you, bitch. God damn you.
Literally, God damn you. Yeah.
Oh, yes, yes. Never takes the Lord's name in vain. If he says God, he means God. Yeah. Yeah.
If at this moment, like Vaughn would have seen Killjoy walk away
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
didn't interrupt that, but sort of like
Yeah.
walks over, like, do you usually pray that way, huh?
He tucks the crucifix back in. He's like, not usually, no. Though, just kind of looks at Vaughn as if seeing him again for the first time. Like, what? How are you? You're. How? You just seem satisfied.
I mean, I'm not satisfied when I'm around that guy.
Yes. Yes.
As long as I have people around me, I feel fine. Does that make any sense? As long as there's
Well,
always
listen, then
something
what?
to keep going for.
Hmm.
You were saying?
I was saying that that makes sense. And also why you're not satisfied here. Given the people that you're around are... What do you want?
I don't want that. And he looks at the train car filled with souls, and I imagine some of them are like up against the glass, like going like this with their hands.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm
So
gonna
you
tell you
want...
something.
Oh,
I'm gonna tell you
no.
something. What they were describing in there, places where a lot of people die, the veil is thin. There's this kind of fucking place here and there, and that death's not the end. And you see Vaughn, like his demeanor changes.
Uh-huh.
Like, I've seen men die, good men. I've seen them treated like dogs before they died, and like worked to death.
Hmm.
And what we'd always think when we would see it happen, it was well, at least the suffering's over. He can go on, He can go. There's a better place out there.
Hmm.
Let's just say I don't like it here. The idea that you can go through all that shit and then there's some thing that just picks you up, just grabs you, just turns you into another slave. I really, I don't want to be in here anymore.
Yeah.
And he just starts laughing a little bit.
Yeah.
JK, you
Yes?
can do the ceremony roll, so we know how it goes.
JK, I think you gave him existential crises.
Don't worry about that. What's the worst that can happen?
There.
Killjoy will just put his hand on Vaughn's shoulder as he's like laughing quietly, and take off his shades and nod in complete agreement, like sincere agreement. And there's a sense of kindred spirits, of seeing men die in shitty ways, and this being it, and that, yeah. And he just says, "It doesn't sit right." Right.
Band
Yeah.
of brothers.
Shit is fucked. Most certainly. But I'm not helping them out. If they
JK, you
ask me, I'm
need
not helping
to.
them with that ritual.
You will need to re-roll some of those.
I am going to.
Yeah.
Oh, that's such a cool name.
That's the
I'm sorry.
the difficulty is 5.
What is it?
Maeve?
The name of that role. That's so cool.
Or split the shroud.
That's metal.
What are you on
Yeah,
about?
boy.
It's just cool.
That's enough. 5.
So
What are you using for the ritual?
there's this. He has this sheet he has brought with him that he hangs on one of the walls, and it is dripping wet with blood. And he pulls out some charcoal and starts drawing symbols in various languages. And then he starts the ritual, which takes, I believe, 20 minutes or something of the sort. Where he is chanting in English, in Latin, in Norwegian, in Chinese, and going through various passages, reciting opening gates and various dimensions of shadow. And then he pulls out a scalpel that he's just brought with him. And towards the end of the ceremony, he'll slowly cut it in half, which...
As the ceremony is being performed, you see Albert, for the first time, is restless. He started to pace inside the train. And you see his mouth moving and saying the exact same words as JK as he's pacing. Just as a support kind of a thing. And you did it on a wall, and not a door.
Yes?
It's fine. Just asking for. It's nothing to worry about. It's gonna be a shit show regardless.
Yeah, and then...
You're inside it. And what happens is the shroud is broken, and you see the outside world. And Albert, he pushes through the barrier that is no more and starts walking towards JK. Did you want to say anything, JK? I'm sorry I interrupted you.
No, he'll just look to Albert and say, "Welcome back."
He puts his hand on your shoulder and pulls you in for a hug. He seems quite grateful.
Oh.
JK returns the hug.
And he walks out. What you see when this is torn to shreds is an emotional spectrum rushing out into the real world. It looks like a sort of a violent lightning storm. And obviously a shit ton of wraiths just continuously flying out in this vortex of something.
Into the
JK
city.
and JK and Albert seems completely calm about the situation.
Into the city.
Into the city, yeah.
Okay.
JK,
Yes?
do you feel like you've given into oblivion here?
Yeah, I have.
You get a stain.
Oh no.
Oh.
Anyone else have a conviction that is conflicting with what is happening right now?
Let me check. I don't think so.
Yeah. Give me a second.
No, I actually stood by my convictions doing this.
Yeah, I don't have any either. Whatsoever.
Vaughn does.
You have? It's up to your own interpretation.
Yeah, I would say his conviction seeing this happen and not actively stopping it. He
You get a
was
stain.
one of his. Mhm.
And I don't think there's anything for you there, Alex.
No. No, he already got his stain.
Yeah, you already got it. you feel calm. But Albert and JK, they step out. And I assume you rush after. Before they seal it shut.
Yeah. Gilio will say, "You reap what you sow." As he steps out as well.
There are people on the streets, but they don't seem to notice any of this shit. Even on the outside, you can see this force and wraiths just pouring out by the hundreds. And Albert, he starts to do his own thing. He's concentrating on it. People are looking at you like you're weird fucking larpers standing with a Sith Lord and a mask in the middle of January. Not anything close to Halloween.
If we need them to Scarpa, Killjoy's going to get out his gun, use Daunt and the his red eyes, and just fire twice and say, "Get the fuck away!"
It
Scram.
seems like JK is a natural deterrent. Weirdly enough, they just don't want to be close to any of these
Okay.
Dementors.
Masquerade considerations.
Alex, you can clearly see that the kind do not notice the gate and the vortex and the spirits. They just look at you guys, like in wonderment. Like, what are they doing? Because some guy is standing there saying weird shit and doing gestures.
Can Naomi maybe use awe and tell them to look away?
If you use awe, they can't look, but like they will only look at you.
Okay, then I just walk in the distance.
You walk away and do a bit of crowd control.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyone else on crowd control?
Yeah, don't get them away from this guy. They're not looking at him because I'm next to him.
Well, you get the unnatural aura that people can't put their finger on, but they're shit scared of you and do not want to be near you. So they just...
And I've got a gun.
If you want to pull it. You don't need to. People are afraid, like you're about to mock them.
I don't know what this guy's about to do, and I don't want the Masquerade to be severely breached. I'm trying to
So Alex sees everything that everybody else is doing. And then, you know, he for one moment he's surprised that Vaughn is like the most normal person right now of everyone. He's not actually, he's looking at Vaughn twice because he's not actually doing anything. You know, and then he's going to take out his phone. He's not turning it on, but he's going to take it out and act like he's like filming this whole thing. And he's going to be like, "This is great, but I think we're going to need to take it from the top. Again, one more time." Like, pretend that like it's all, you know, just a performance. You know, like, "I'm going to need you over here. I'm going to need you over here." He's just like completely faking it. But you know, like this is a street performance kind of thing, you know, and just like trying to direct the situation.
Then Vaughn and Alex, you would see JK obviously as well, but these chains, the thickness of wrists, just like the shrouds being sewn together with this chain, and after about 20 minutes, it shuts. The vortex stops. No more wraiths are coming out. Probably only let out a few thousand out, maybe, during those 20 minutes. And Albert turns to you, JK. "Thank you, my child."
Of course.
And he concentrates for a moment, and he blushes. Not that he's... There's a picture on him on Discord. He's a black-haired, very withered-looking man with usually eyes of void, but now he blushes and he takes off his mask, and his voice becomes normal again. Still quiet, but not a whisper. I need to see the world a bit and gather some things, but I will be back to help you with what I promised.
Yes.
It's not easy.
You know where to find me.
It's not easily done. Is her soul intact, or do we need to find it?
I'm not quite sure where it is, but we'll find it eventually.
Okay. I am thirsty for something other than wraiths. Any advice for an old man?
Blood bags?
Do you want living or dead?
Prefer living now. I've sustained myself under death for far too long.
Well, in that case, I don't particularly know
I don't
many
know any living
locales.
people.
Alex,
I got
would-
awe. Should I line them up? I don't know.
Alex, do you know any?
I do, but I'm not entirely crazy about you feasting on concert goers, yeah, and
That is
my
fair.
my followers. So,
Oh, I can hunt on my own. It's just anything I should look out for. I know a bit about perhaps a second Inquisition and
yeah,
Europe
you're going to need to
technology.
you're going to need to do something about this, right? Get yourself a makeover, right? And appear a little bit more, fit in a little bit more, because high surveillance.
Yeah, not gonna lie, you're a bit hideous.
Yeah, you need to do something about this, and I have people who can help you with that. But like,
Do you know a Shimishi?
Not off the hand, but we could look for one. I'm sure if we're gonna be ruling this place soon.
I don't really care of my appearance like your clan, but thanks for the advice.
We got some Nas. We can hang out with them.
Why would I do that?
Okay.
Storyteller, just to clarify, he looks like an old black-haired man with not much going for him.
Shriveled up person.
Yeah, when he's
Yeah.
blushed, he looks a bit more
Yeah.
normal. His eyes are not void. It's just dark pupils.
But he looked kind of old-fashioned, right?
Yeah, about
And-
a man in his 40s, perhaps 50s.
So he'd fit right in at the jazz club. That's what you're saying. Like old, single, potentially sad man.
Victor could help
Damn.
with that. That's
Yeah.
similar to him.
I would say to him, if you're looking for an easy picking without danger of treading on anyone else's toes, I can help you. You can come to my haven. And
Is
there
it
is.
private?
What do you mean by private?
They have a tendency to scream really, 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 really loud when I chew down on them.
Oh,
Oh, you're
there's a room
Giovanni
for that.
type. Damn. Oh no.
That's why we usually feast on the dead.
Okay,
There's a room for that.
just go to JK's morgue.
I will. I'll figure it out. I need some.
Okay.
I'm sure you can have some of your little spirits gather you up a nice little buffet.
He frowns like he's going out for a steak, and you're offering him McDonald's.
Actually, we have Bradford, but I don't think you feed on our kind.
no, that's off limits. No.
I don't want to eat your prince, he says.
We'll find you something, don't worry.
I'll find it. I'll contact you soon. I need to see how many of my locations that are still there. It's been 100 years or more, so I have
How do
some
we?
treasure to gather.
Do you have a business card? Something I can reach out and contact you with?
Just talk to my banshee, and he looks into nothing.
JK,
Yeah.
can we get a hold of this one when we need
Yes,
to
we
call
can.
in a favor?
Tell you what.
Thank you.
I'll get a radio out of my bag as well, and go.
Nice.
He
You
looks
know what
at
one
it
of these is?
and says, "You shouldn't use those. It's dangerous."
Is this is more dangerous to use? Never mind. Take the damn thing, okay?
He's
You show
good
him where the-
for it.
You show him where the button is. He might not know where the button is.
Yeah.
Just
And-
send a wraith, and he starts walking off.
I can see them. I don't know. Whatever. Who
He
cares?
doesn't prefer modern technology. I understand. I
Yeah.
get it. I've
Killjoy
known a few
shouts
people in my
after
time.
Like, cars go quicker than they did 100 years ago. Like, watch out. Yeah. Steps into the street. Bam.
Well, shit.
Triple
It's like,
decker
oh
bus.
no. Anyway, like,
Yeah.
Anyway, yes. This is what I wanted to show you. As I know I haven't particularly done much since our coterie was put together. This is the sort of things I dabble with.
I have a new appreciation for your skills,
Thank you.
JK.
I have a new upper bound for the word dabble.
JK the Wraith, the man.
Yeah?
Should I inform Roger that Albert is back?
Jake is just gonna turn to the Wraith and just say, yes, you may. And
He's turning in and saying to thin air, yes, you may. And the Wraith disappears.
So, I think we all need a little bit of a chaser after that experience. It's a little bit something to kind of cleanse us from all of that. No offense, JK, but
none
you know,
taken.
for those of us who deal mostly on matters this side of the train tracks, I can tell that we were all feeling a little bit unusual, unsettled, perhaps in that way. And this is where I'd like to step in and remind us all of the pleasures of the living, and invite you all back to my place to remember those things. Holding an event tonight. There's going to be lots of colorful music and personalities there, refreshments, as it were, things like that. We can all just kind of like shake off the mood a little bit,
Am I invited? You hear a woman's voice, you recognize it. It's Mirren. She's appeared from whatever.
Well, hello there.
I felt something, and you guys are here? She looks around, like confused.
Oh,
The more the merrier.
You wouldn't have
Old friends.
happened to know anything about a huge presence of oblivion in the area?
I
The
look
shroud
directly
was
at JK.
the shroud was momentarily split.
Oh,
It's been sewn up
Jack's-
again.
Jack Skellington's in town now. You better keep an eye out.
I just felt it. Was curious. Well, I don't want to disturb you anymore, she says.
No, but you are certainly welcome to attend the events tonight if you like the party.
Just, I might swing by. Just leave a dark closet or something for me to go through.
Sounds good. Yeah, of course. Dark corner, no problem.
She steps back into a shadow and fades completely.
Alex at this point is going to come right up behind Vaughn, put a warm hand on his back and go, "We have a lot to catch up on."
Okay.
And then he seems kind of like giving you that 1,000-yard stare that he gave you when you said, like, I'm looking at Vaughn and he's not doing anything.
Yeah.
'Cause Vaughn's really feeling that stain right now. But then he's
Yeah.
like, what? De facto Prince of London? What are you talking? What's with fucking Excalibur right there? What's
A
happening?
lot
here?
has happened. A lot has happened, and I have a gift for you too.
Oh,
Yeah.
do I get a sword too?
Not quite, but I'm sure you will like what I have for you. But
Okay.
I've had enough of this particular locale, so
I feel the same way.
yeah, it's kind of dead here, if you know what I mean.
And very depressing.
Yeah.
JK, I was really hoping that would be a better bonding moment, but seeing your connection with your sire was quite beautiful.
Thank you. It is an older, more primitive version of blood magic, if you may.
I would have sensed that or no?
You sensed the unseen. You saw the shadow on the door and everything. You don't know what it is, but you
Okay.
can sense it.
Okay. She
You
nods.
can see the ghosts and you can see the other dimension with your sense the unseen. because what JK has essentially done is tearing well, making a tear in reality.
Yeah.
For just a moment. Long enough, though.
I assume that Alex would notice, assuming he's given off this kind of behavioral impression that, and if it's not, correct me. But Killjoy seems a little disturbed too, just with the whole praying incident and everything. Needing time to himself and all that. He seems a little slightly off balance there.
Flustered.
Yeah.
Do you all go
Flustered.
to Alex's penthouse so
Yeah.
you're not having weird
Alex
conversations?
would also
on the street?
right up and see that too and go, how about we loosen up a little bit? Yeah. Like get out of here and get someplace that is more our speed, as it were.
Says the most tight coterie mate.
When you get to Alex's penthouse, there's no one there except a huge owl sitting on the bar. Like, about this tall. Like half, not half a human, but 1 meter. Really big owl. A snow owl.
Yeah.
Sits, looks at you very keenly. Quite intelligent.
Yeah.
All the plants in here are dead since the last time you were here. There's
It's a
just
mess.
just a single
It
sapling.
really is.
I give you one job.
It's a long story. I need your help with that.
Okay.
This place, we are in the process of getting new arrivals, but we may need your help with that. There's been an incident. We're going to call it that.
Vaughn?
New. It hasn't been like this for more than a night, but it's just, you understand. Vaughn, so we're in this place, and right now I assume we're it's pretty private.
Yeah,
right?
it's your private
Yeah.
penthouse thing,
Yeah.
where you had
And
your first.
he's gonna turn to Vaughn and go, this.
Vaughn is not looking at anything right now. He seems distracted. He's looking into nothing. But what you see, Vaughn, is you see her walking through grass, which is in the living room, and walking towards the balcony, and then she fades. And then you see Alex holding something towards you.
Like his voice kind of like fades in as I see his mouth moving, but then it's like Vaughn, and then comes in.
Yeah.
What? I'm like, what? Sorry. What is this?
He's holding a vial with a scroll in it. Like tea.
Tea? The tea?
The tea.
And he'll reach out and take it, and then it's like, and he'll actually like take the thing off, do the scroll, and like look at it. Can he tell that Scarlet wrote it?
Yeah, it's her handwriting. It's a ritual that you can learn, and at the bottom it just says, "Love, Scarlet. I sincerely hope to see you again."
And he puts it away, and he's like, "Thank you, Alex. Thank you
You're
for
very
this."
welcome.
Do
We
you
take care of
do you
her
know
around
if she's-
here.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Do you have any idea if she's all right?
I'm working on it.
I think Nathaniel described it as torture, but yeah.
He's not
Yeah.
Ixnay on the torture.
What? I didn't think we were doing that to each other. It's not.
Yeah. No. He's not telling him that.
No.
He's gonna be like, it's a situation in progress, and I have my people on it, and but it's developing. It's we're gonna find that out. But she wanted to have this and entrusted it to me. So
Thank you.
like I said, we take care of our own.
Well, she was able to write this, so I think she's probably all right. So that's what I'm going to believe. So, and thank you for your efforts.
You're very welcome. Yeah, no problem.
And then Vaughn puts it in like his his coat pocket on the inside.
And then yeah, he's also going to look at, go to Naomi and say, so going to direct her to the sprout.
It's grown a centimeter since last night, which is
Yeah.
weird. Maybe.
Naomi gets to Alex and is not hearing Scarlet like singing in the shower. As like
Judith? Yeah.
Judith,
Yeah.
yes, sorry. She's usually very chatty. I'm not hearing. Where's the children in the house?
She is taking a nap.
Okay, interesting. During the night?
I know, right? Yeah, taking a nap. Wink. Like,
I hope that's code for spa day.
not quite what I would call it, but
Is she okay?
we'll get to that in a second. Yeah.
Okay, priorities. Obviously, let's get through this.
Right,
You
exactly.
wanted to show me something.
It's all of a piece, right? Plants, Judith, this, right?
What do you mean this? What you gave Bon? Yeah, that's fine.
No. Not what I gave Vaughn. I just gave Vaughn the best tea in the world, right?
Of course.
And we're all good with that. But and he's pointing to the sprout. And I'm like, this, what is this? You
She
know
looks
something
at
about
it.
plants, yes?
Yeah. She looks at it and
Do intelligence science, and you get an extra for your specialty in botany.
excellent. Science and intelligence, and then
Plus
what's the
one.
modifier? One? Yeah. Can I roll again?
How many successes?
Just two.
Well, you can willpower 3 of them. So if you go to the core, and then beneath willpower reroll and just enter 3.
Oh, cool. Nice.
That's awesome.
Oh shit! Oh, that's a 7 with a crit.
Yeah, let's do it.
She knows everything about this.
Yeah.
It must be a new species, but it's definitely some kind of vine.
Okay.
A flowered vine, you think it's going to grow into?
Okay.
Perhaps. No, not thorns. Spores.
Fungus spores?
Spore pockets. Not
Okay.
not thorns.
Okay.
But it's not any species you've seen before. I mean, it's similar, but it seems like a crossbreed of many things.
So just basically green, no designs. It's still infancy. What kind of dirt?
The dirt that was there before.
There.
Just
Okay.
pure, the best enriched soil in England.
It's charming.
That's right.
It seems happy. Like their colorations there, no disease, no insects.
It's in perfect condition.
Yeah. I was looking for any sort of coloration that might indicate what it might actually turn into. But it's going to flower. That's 100%. And
The owl is very interested in what Naomi is doing.
Yeah.
okay. She kind of looks at the owl. Can you just be in your human form for a minute? I'd appreciate that. It's a little unsettling.
Looks at Alex.
Wait, no, I should not. That's her goddess. What?
Yeah.
How does this work?
Nira, if you
Yes,
would
Nira.
please.
She spreads her wings and flies into a room. And you hear something, and a woman comes out with a bathrobe on
Okay, fair.
She is a. Some of you haven't seen her before, but she's brunette, I think.
Yes.
And
Okay.
she has bronze skin.
Mm-hmm.
Even though not blushed, she looks quite tan.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
She has a primal aura about her,
Okay.
but she's friendly looking, and she just comes out and says, "Greetings, all."
You're so gorgeous. Thank you. Back to the plane. She's kind of serious. Um, I am very interested in the specimen. Thank you for showing me. But how did you obtain it?
Through a special well, we'll call it a ritual since we're into that tonight. Yeah.
A ritual making a seed or plant that we've never seen before. And
Right.
what's the growth rate of it?
Well, it was smaller than this last night.
Okay, fair. She's dead face. She doesn't know. She's like
Yeah.
science.
Alex is not a gardener.
Yep.
He's not. He likes the plants, but he doesn't. Yeah, he hasn't studied the plants nearly as much as Naomi. He loves having the greenery, but he doesn't. He usually has other people tending to it and everything. So.
Okay, well, I'll make a deal with you. You said you have a studio, but you're not exactly equipped with a lab, right?
I'm sorry.
I said you have a studio, like a music studio, but you're not exactly equipped for a lab, right?
We could make preparations. You know, I spare no expense when it comes to things like this that are rather important. So,
Everyone but Vaughn, can you do a wits and awareness?
Sure.
Not a very hard difficulty. It's just.
No.
Oh, yeah.
Gone.
You're in the middle of conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah. JK 2. Alex 2. And Killjoy with 7 and a crit.
always keeping his eyes peeled.
Damn.
Well,
fuck.
I think JK,
There.
you're paying attention to their conversation and they're engaged in it, so they don't really notice. But Killjoy, you see just Vaughn staring towards the balcony.
And he
He's-
starts
he's-
walking over there.
He's not paying attention to anything going on. He seems completely in his own realm at the moment.
Better
And
not be your
Um,
sire.
And he starts walking towards the balcony. The only eyes on that.
Uh,
Trail.
you don't even
And like
notice.
from a couple meters behind.
Yeah, he doesn't seem to hear you. I think
See
at
what
this
he does.
point you probably see them both going towards the balcony with distance. Nera is certainly looking like very, what the hell's going on?
Right.
On, as you open the balcony door, she disappears in a cloud of leaves. You hear from up top, "Hey, bro!"
And he like looks up suddenly, like,
On the roof, there's a man sitting, waving at you. He looks to be of Asian descent, perhaps what some people call Eurasian.
Does
Mm.
Alex and Naomi and Nira all see this now?
Yeah, you
JK?
see him going out, and the door
Yeah.
closes, and it's soundproof, so you can't hear what the
Yeah.
fuck is going on. But he's looking up.
and then Vaughn like looks back at like the leaves as it's going, and then looks back up at him again and says, "If you want to get my attention," and he's mad. Like he actually looks really upset at this. You probably, if Killjoy's there, he's never seen Vaughn mad. He's like, "If you want to get my attention, there are better ways of going about it."
I'm
love
sorry,
this.
bro. He jumps down and he floats like a feather. I'm really sorry, man. I had to be sure it was you. And from your reaction, I'm pretty sure he stretches out his hand and he says, "I'm Benjamin. I'm well, your brother."
I'd like to sense the beast, please.
Yes.
If that's all right. And I'm just looking at his hand like he's.
He says again, Benjamin Hayashi.
What do you want, Benjamin?
And
You had one. Yeah.
He does.
He is
yeah, he doesn't
kindred.
he doesn't give him his hand.
He's kindred. No hostility there. I wanted to find you. I heard you were here and came looking. You're the only family I have left, man. I know we haven't met and everything, but we tend to travel.
excuse me. Hey Vaughn, are we good?
And then he like looks over at Killjoy and then looks back at Benjamin. Are we good, Benjamin?
Extremely.
You want some space?
Yeah, Killjoy, if you can give us just a bit of space.
I back out.
See-
I close the door.
You all
I
see
appreciate
the man appearing from up and jumping down. It seems
Someone
Vaughn
else
has
on my
found what he was
balcony.
looking for.
Can I like close the door and like guard it to the point that I basically don't want anyone else to get in Vaughn's business right now.
Nobody can hear it as long as they're on the inside.
Yeah.
Alec has made very sure that no sound comes out of this room.
And Vaughn can see that, and he sees like the posture you're taking, and just gives a little smile that you don't see, but his recognition of what he's seeing right now.
Naomi's just pissed that all of her plants are dead that she gave her.
Jake is just gonna whisper to the banshee next to him. Just check what they're talking about.
He twitches a bit and starts floating towards the balcony. Through Killjoy. Killjoy, you feel something cold for a moment, but it's probably just the wind.
Straight through it.
Yeah, I'm really sorry about that, bro. It's just, I mean, I had to be sure that it was you, and since you've seen her, it has to be you. I haven't found her.
Do you think she's alive?
I'm not sure, but I had a weird feeling in India a couple months back, and I don't know, it led me to you. It might just have been the bond we share, but I felt something of her. But again, it might just be you.
And he just breathes a sigh of relief and puts his hands on the balcony, like on the fencing or whatever, I forget what you would call it. And he just looks out over the city. And he turns around. Benjamin, I'm sorry. This is probably not the best sort of introduction for
Oh no,
I guess
no
a
worries,
brother.
man. I wasn't expecting anything. It's just you're my brother, man. I had to come. You know, we're not. I mean, I haven't found any of our cousins, and you're real family.
Well, it's. And I've never met Benjamin before, have I?
Nope, haven't even heard of
Okay.
him.
Well. And then Vaughn puts his hand out. It's nice to meet you, Benjamin.
Takes it and pulls you in for a hug. He's stronger than you, like physically, but
He just
like very
Vaughn just-
very bro hug.
Yeah,
And
Vaughn's like,
holds on for maybe a
Alright.
bit too long, and steps back again and straightens
I have
his.
a brother.
And he says the same thing. I have a brother.
You are the first Ravnos that I have met in over 8 years.
There are some left, but I mean, we don't usually just stumble into each other.
Yeah.
Do you hang around the city all the time?
Kind of. Yeah. I'm sort of in a transitory phase of my life.
Oh,
So,
those your friends? He points towards, like inside the room.
yes. I would say so, yeah. And then he's sort of mulling it over in his head a bit, like, I have friends. You know, like that's sort of what his face says. Like, but
I'm sorry if I'm being rude or anything. I don't know whose balcony is this. Is this yours?
that one guy, and is Alex like looking at us like, what the fuck is
Yeah,
going
he
on
is
out
kind
there?
of looking at him now, like, who else is on my balcony now?
Like that guy with the long hair looks kind of pissed off. That's him. That's his. It's his building. He's some big shot.
That's fucking
Yeah.
Alex Kairos. I've
Oh,
heard
you've
his
heard of him?
music.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Ah,
it's alright.
I got you.
He's gonna be like,
Like, you can not hear what they're saying.
Right.
Perhaps Naomi. Like, very muffled. Very, very muffled. But you would have to get closer to actually know what they're
The
saying.
last time someone was on the balcony, it was Rosaya. She's like, "Fuck no, I'm good."
He's yeah, Alex Kairos. Bit of a fun fact. Ventru as fuck. So just warning you about that.
Really? Never
Yep.
would have guessed.
He's all. I'll just say this much. He's all right for a Ventru. Coming from a Ravnos, that means a lot. Saying something like that.
If you say so.
But they're all good people, I think. And Vaughn
didn't
does
even
look
know
at
he was
JK. Yeah, Vaughn does look at JK when he says that most of them I think are alright. But yeah. So you traveled far for this? Just to see
Well,
me?
I was in India a couple of months ago, and now I'm here.
Do you know what's happening here
Well,
in London?
I've heard about it. I mean, Rise of Mithras, Inquisition, blah blah blah, yada
Yeah.
yada yada.
Okay, then you already know. Alright.
Down the grapevine, it's slowly spreading across the planet. I believe they have something called First Light in America, apparently, and the Nuremberg group, I think, and Fenris in Scandinavia, and yeah, it's just what do they call it? The Five Torches or something like that.
Very pretentious. Very pretentious name.
Yeah,
But
they're just a bunch of fucking assholes, if you ask me. Just stay out of their way.
oh, believe me, I am.
Fun to play with, though.
Hmm.
They don't know what we
Oh.
can do. I can tell you that much.
I
Especially
think that's one of the beautiful.
our
Mhm.
clan.
I think it's one of the beautiful things about us. I think we're always a surprise.
We keep keeping people guessing, alright?
Exactly. And I'd like to just make like small talk with Benjamin and trying to get like a feel for him. And I would. Do I get like the vibe talking with him that we're like kind of like kindred spirits beyond like the Ravnos part? Because all of Ravnos are typically, you know, of a certain kind. But is
Absolutely, and he can.
he? Hmm.
He's kind of two brothers reminiscing about their mother and sharing experiences and things they have done with her and where you've traveled and
Yeah.
how it's funny that you've never run into each other and apparently she has secrets and blah blah blah. But he seems like a genuinely nice guy. Like,
There is one thing I'd like to know from the small talk. When was he sired?
about 50 years before you.
So he's older than me. Holy shit. Okay. And here I thought I was the big brother.
Fortunately not, little bro. It's my job to protect you.
I appreciate it.
Make sure you don't do anything not stupid, but lethal. We can do stupid shit, he says.
I left. Let's just say I've left that type of combat behind. I prefer more of the flavorful. And he just kind of like maybe like a little.
I've
bits
seen your
of,
performances. Fucking awesome, mate.
Thank you.
You seem to
I
make people
appreciate
really
that.
happy.
That's the goal. That's the goal.
By the way, those people you sleep at, it's not safe. I have not been the only one watching.
Oh,
Just saying. Nothing has
And then-
happened, but
knowing the nature of the people he's talking about, like, how much have you seen? How much did you see of that?
Well, I'm just following you around, but I just noticed that other people were also following you
Oh.
around. So, the Watcher watches the Watcher.
I gotcha.
I can still do that
Alright.
if you want me to, but it's just, I mean, I did it to make sure it was you, and I don't want to invade your privacy.
I appreciate it, but don't. It's not because I don't want you to keep an eye out on me. I just don't want you to put yourself in danger, and I'm sure you have your own agenda that you need to take care of.
Well, finding you.
So
I'm quite bored, to be honest.
I gotcha.
Since the week, I've not been enjoying my own life. But I feel like I can start now. When I had that feeling, it reinvigorated something in me.
Is there a place that people of our clan can meet?
There is a place. But it's too late now. They meet in December. But it's like way up in Norway. Really fucking dark.
Okay.
Hence the time of year.
So next year would be the next meeting.
Yeah, we're a bit late now. But
Okay.
some of us go there. The old school ravens are still hanging around Scandinavia and sharing war stories about Valkyries and Odin and all that kind of shit.
I'd love to hear that. That sounds so good.
Sure, we can go there, man. It's better than going there alone.
I'd like to. We can go together next time. I'd like to see more of us again.
That's the deal, mate.
And Vaughn goes for another hug.
You hug shit back. And I,
Do you want to come inside? I'm sure Alex, I'm sure he would love to hear how much you love his music.
I would like to.
Hell yeah.
And at the mention of that, I think it's a good time to take care of our biology and end this episode.